Hello friends, hello. Welcome into the craft room. Come on in and join me. My name is Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture and I love to share project ideas with you guys. So come on in. We are going to work on a couple Father's Day themed or just guy themed t-shirts. We're going to ink a few of them ourselves. So come on in. I want to show you how easy this is to do and fun. And it's going to give me a jump start on my Father's Day gifting. So come on in and join me. I am going to just adjust that a little bit. I think we have that okay. All right, super. When you hop on, make sure you hit the heart button. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to hear from you and to interact with you. It just, to me, it's much more fun to craft with friends. And when you guys come on here and you interact with me, it's just like we're together. So I am real quick going to make sure that everything's showing up fine on my side. And I am going to sprinkle this video. That just means to share it out to the world. So if you guys wouldn't mind doing that for me, I would so appreciate it. And if you do, make sure you put sprinkled in the comments for a chance to win some happy mail. Okay? All right, let's see here. I am going to, real quick, woohoo, there we go. I found it right off the bat this time. Hooray. And I'm going to put a couple links in the comments real quick as well. And then we will get down to business. How is your Tuesday going, y'all? I wanted to say it was Wednesday because it feels like it's Wednesday to me already. But how's your Tuesday going? Mine has been pretty busy, but it's been good. It's been good. So let me know what you guys got going on today. I would love to hear from you. I'm just going to put some comments real quick, links and comments, and easy for you to access any of those, and then I will pin it and we will get down to business. So okay, there we go. We're there and pin. Ooh, everybody's cooperating right now with me. Hallelujah. You never know what the internet's gonna do or what Facebook's gonna do. So right now it seems like everybody's getting along well. That's always a good thing, right? So you may or may not heard, we have 50% off sale, flash sale of all, but, well, not all, I won't say that, but a lot of Father's Day or guys themed transfers on my website. And I just thought I would show a couple of them today because I need to make these anyway. So this one, I shared this yesterday. I'm going to make a shirt for someone that this is going to be perfect for. I love this. We're going to do a shirt with this one. Of course, this transfer comes with all these other fun ones too, which I definitely need that one for the most part every day. But we're going to do this one today. We'll save these other ones for another time. But you could do these on signs. You could do them on, shoot, if you had a guy that's in construction or a handyman or something like that, you could even do this on the back window of his truck or his van or whatever he uses. This would be super fun to do there as well. But we're going to make a t-shirt with this one. I'm going to go ahead and mark it real quick, the front and the back. Just because that's what I do when they're brand new and before I use them. That way when I go to put them back on my sheet, I know exactly what's the front and what's the back because they're reusable. So I want to make sure that I'm putting them on there correctly. And then this one as well, I'm actually going to be making two. I'm only going to do one today, but I'm going to be making two of this one as well for some special people in my life. So this is super cute and so much fun. And, you know, why not? I may even do, I don't know, I may even do like, I've seen these on like pajama pants. I might do this on pajama pants or sweatpants too, because I think that part's fun. And you can make your transfer, you can use them however you want. Sorry, you guys, I got something stuck in my mouth. Take a drink real quick. I don't know if that's going to help or not, because that's my protein shake. Okay, so I've marked the front and back of my transfers. I'm going to set them aside because we need to get my shirts on my pads here. So my ink pads. So let me know what you guys got going on today. It's hot here, y'all. It is 84. It was very humid earlier. I think we're supposed to get some storms today. Supposed to. It has started clouding up. It was very sunny earlier, and if you didn't catch it, please go back and look, because it'll be on there for 24 hours. But I stopped by a poppy field this morning. I had to go run to, I didn't have to, but I ran to my local garden center after I dropped my buddy off at school. This is just an ink mat, you guys. It's sticky, and it's going to block any ink from running through, but it's also sticky, so it's going to hold my shirt in place. I just grabbed a couple shirts from one of my favorite stores. If you have any questions about anything I'm using today, any techniques or any supplies, please feel free to ask in comments or to message me. And I do not wash my shirts before I ink on them. They don't need it. They don't need to be pre-washed. So unless, I mean, you can do it. It's up to you. I would suggest it before you ink on it at least. If you do pre-wash, don't use like fabric softener maybe. Just do the detergent. I don't know for a fact that the fabric softener would affect it, but I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. And when you put your shirts on your ink mats, you don't want to stretch them, but you do want to smooth them. Does that make sense? Because you don't want to stretch your image. I don't think I need that. I think I have that about in the middle, but I want to make sure because I don't want any ink to run through to the back side. That's why you use an ink mat or something along that line. If you don't have an ink mat, I would suggest a piece of cardboard or something to block any chance of any of your ink. And we are making it super easy for you to use ink now. We sell it in single packets. I didn't list any of the colors today, but if you want to know the colors I'm using, please just, again, ask in comments or message me. I'm just trying to get that last little wrinkle out. This is the longest part of the process. This and then putting your transfer on there. For me anyway. For me anyway. And then the rest of it's pretty easy. We're going to actually do something a little different with this one than what I usually do. I just want to double check I did get the right size. Yes, I did. Had to check on that. Because I don't want to have to take it back. Obviously, after I ink on it, I won't take it back. But just going to smooth it out, try to get all these wrinkles out. So if there's wrinkles in it, if you have an ink mat, it's wonderful because it's sticky. Okay, so I've got the one. I'm going to work on the next one. So yeah, so I went by my local garden center, and a little preschool group was showing up there to do a little field trip or something, because they have you pick strawberries and stuff like that, and I guess they were doing something like that. They also do story time, I think, for the little guys, so that was super cute to see that. I looked around, I got snapped a few pictures for some ideas for my fellas, because they're always like, Mom, we don't know what to get you. I'm not hard. I'm really not hard to buy for. There's so many things I'm interested in. You cannot go wrong. But I snapped a few pictures. I got what I needed, and then I got out of there. But they did. What was I going to tell you guys? Oh, I'm sorry. I digress. Yeah, so check out my stories because I did stop by. They have a field of wildflowers that they plant every year, and they plant it for different seasons. In the fall, they'll have sunflowers. Right now, every spring, they have poppies. So it is a gorgeous field of poppies, and I recorded some stories from there. I stopped and took pictures, and I love that I can do that. I did it last year too. I think last year might have been the first time. I didn't know about it prior to that. But it is worth the trip. And I was worried I missed it because I thought about it at Easter time when my daughter was here and we never had time to get over there. But I got over there today and they were just beautiful. Just beautiful. So check out my stories and you'll see them. There's actually a couple different color of poppies. I would love to be able to grow poppies like that. I've never had really good luck with it, but I'm always willing to try. Okay, so I've got an ink mat under both of them. This is one of my older ink mats. Actually, this one, oh shoot, y'all. I was going to put this one on the back. Let me decide. Let me decide for sure. I was going to put this one is going to have, it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. I guess I could put it on the front. I can still do it on the front. But sometimes you might want to put your designs on the back and then maybe put a little something on the front. I'll just go ahead and put it on the front since I've done it this way. Now, once I have my ink mat under there, I am just going to take my transfer. It's brand new. I haven't used it before, which is when I really like to use them for inking projects because they're the most sticky. Because these are self-adhesive, so I want it sticky as it can be. So I will not fuzz it. I'll put it directly on the fabric because, find the middle, there we go. And I'm going to find the middle of this by bending my transfer. I'm going to just fold my transfer in half since I've got these words. And that'll help me kind of center it on my shirt. And when I go to wash it and dry it, the bend will go back away. So don't worry about that. It just kind of gives me a marking point. And then I usually do about 3 fingers from the top. So keep that in mind. And I am an eyeballer, so we're gonna, even though I have those guides, I never use them. I am just going to wing it. And hopefully it won't take too long to get it on here straight, because that's usually the longest part of the process, like I said, for me. Is getting it on here, getting the ink mat underneath, and then getting it on the shirt placed straight. That looks, I wish I was just a tiny bit taller. I say that almost every day. I was just a tiny bit taller. I mean, not that the Lord made a mistake, but I would have liked to have been just a little bit taller for so many reasons, especially when I was playing sports. That would have been nice, playing basketball. It didn't stop me, or slow me down, but it would have been nice. Okay, once I have it placed where I want it, I'm gonna smooth out all the wrinkles, make sure I got really good contact with my fabric. I even sometimes take my squeegees, one of my squeegees on the opposite side of the side I used, and kind of smooth it out. Because I don't want any bubbles. I want really good contact so that I don't get any bleeds. This design is not, it's distressed a little bit in the word dad bod, but other than that, it's not really distressed. So I do want good contact. All right, and once I have that one done, I'm going to set it aside for a second. And we're going to do this next one. Put my design on this one. Like I said, I am going to be doing 2 of those. And I'm actually going to make another shirt, one more dad themed shirt, but I'm going to like piece together a couple different transfers to make it to what I want. I don't know if I'll show that on here or not. Okay, so this is 4 different transfer designs on one sheet. Which is very nice and very convenient, and this being 50% off makes it even more of a bargain. But I am going to just cut my transfer that I'm going to use today along these little silkscreen score lines using my transfer trimmers. And I'm just going to pull that particular one off. And then I'll put it back on the backer sheet when I'm done. Move that out of the way. So as you can see, they are sticky, self-adhesive. So fun to use. I love making my own designs, like for shirts, for coffee mugs. I did share a coffee mug this morning that I got at the thrift store. I'm not gonna do anything to alter it, I don't think, because it's pretty cute on its own, but I did find like a plain colored one in a good shape that I'm probably gonna ink a design on just because I can. All right, let's see if we can find where this where the middle is of this one. 2. Okay, and then I usually look for the, like the tag part or the area where the tag would be if it's a tagless one to find out where the middle is. Okay, that's about middle, and then maybe down just a tiny bit more. Now with this one, we're going to do something a little different that I've never done before, but it should work out great. I love this one. This is not a drill. It's so fun. Okay, there we go. Super cute. It's going to be super cute. Hi, Faye. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day. All right, so I have this on here, smoothed out. I have my ink mat underneath, holding my fabric and also in place, and also making it so that I don't have any bleeds. I'm just going to go real quick over the design to make sure I have it nice and adhered. There we go, perfect. This is going to be so easy. So we are actually going to do this all in one color. As you can see, where you see the teal is where it's going to be the color of the shirt underneath, okay? But we're going to play around with that just a little bit, just to have some fun. But I'm going to do the rest of it all in one color. And I just chose eucalyptus because I thought it might be a nice contrast to this, and it actually is going to match kind of the eyes of the person that I'm giving it to. So I am just going to take one of my small squeegees and put the ink directly on it, just like that. Just be careful when you are working with it. You guys, I should have done this first. Make sure you have a wipe or a wet paper towel handy just in case, because you always want to check your fingers before you pick up your transfer design. But also be careful you don't get this anywhere else on any of your fabric or your shirt, because it can stain, okay? All right, this is going to be super fast and easy. I told you the longest part is getting it on the ink mat and then applying the transfer. The rest of it goes by super fast. And don't be afraid of ink. I love that we have the single packets now so that you can try it out so easily, but don't be afraid of it. I was really afraid of it the first time. Before I used it, I thought I would never use it. But after I did, I was hooked after I saw how easy it was and the fact that I could customize. I love to customize things. I love to have themed things or funny t-shirts. Some people don't wear t-shirts. Like my sister, one of my sisters, actually probably two of them. Not sure about the third. I have three sisters. Don't even wear t-shirts, but I do. I have no problem wearing t-shirts. I love to wear t-shirts, especially if they're a theme or if they're from a place that we've been, just because every time I put it on, I remember the trip or what have you. So, or it just puts me in a mood, you know, for that day, or it's a positive saying. Now I've done one coat of this and I am just pulling off any extra, as you can see, because it only takes a little bit goes a long way. But two things. One, you don't have to worry about working super fast on your ink. You don't have to say, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and pull it off because it's going to dry in the silk screen. The ink it dries slower and it already is being seeped into that material, so you don't have to worry about moving as quick. I sometimes, if it's a lighter color that I'm using like this, I sometimes will let it go in for just maybe a minute or less, and then I will apply a second coat just to try to get it a little bit darker, because sometimes, you know, it's that material sucks it right in, and you feel like, oh man, I would have liked to have seen that a little bit better. So I'm going to go over it with a second coat, same exact thing that I just did, just to try to see if it'll pick up a little bit more of the color. Now I could have used white. I thought about it, but you guys know me. I don't usually work with just white, and I am going to, like I said, this is actually going to match the person's eyes that I'm giving it to. Or bring out that color in their eyes. I'll put it that way. Maybe not match it exactly, but it'll bring it out. So that's why I'm doing it. All right, put any of my extra right back into my jar so I can reuse it. That's the great part. I'm not wasting any of it, but I will put my lid on my jar because I don't want to take a chance knocking it over. Check your fingers first. Mine were clean, but just check them to be sure before you touch your transfer. As you can see very well, these are our newer transfers. So as you can tell, it's very see-through. So you can tell whether or not, plus you can tell from the silk screen, whether or not you have everything covered. But you may want to pull it back slowly. If you've missed any, you can always reapply a little bit more. So I usually start at the corner and then kind of work my way to the middle of one of the sides so that I'm not trying to just stretch it. But I will pull it slowly just so you guys can see. If I need to lay it back down, I will. But I think we got pretty good coverage, especially where I went over it a second time. But do you see? See how cool that is, y'all? Look at that. How easy is that? And fun and unique and handmade. And who doesn't like handmade? Even dads like handmade stuff. Right? Look at that. Isn't that fun? You guys, that is so fun. Okay, now we are going to do something else to this in just a minute with ink, but I'm going to set this aside and let it start drying just a little bit. We'll do the other one and then bring this one back, and we'll probably hit it with a blow dryer just a little bit too. Normally what I do, some people will dry it right away with a blow dryer and then heat set it. I do have a heat press, but I personally like to just let it sit and dry for 24 hours, no less than 24 hours, and then make sure it's completely dry, and then I heat set it. So that's what I'm going to do. But you can do it either way. As long as it's completely dry before you heat set it, you can use a heat press just like I have, and it's 30 seconds. And you do the temperature based on the type of material you're using. Look at what it says. Most of those heat presses come with a guide and tell you the temperatures. But it's usually around 300, 305, 310. And then if you don't have a heat press, you can still do it. You can still heat set things with an iron. You would just dry it all the way. Again, let it dry all the way for 24 hours or use a blow dryer and dry it all the way. You'll tell it won't be wet. It may still be a little tacky, but you can tell it's dry. Use a piece of parchment paper or one of those Teflon sheets that's used for heat pressing, and your iron on whatever setting is appropriate for your garment. And then do it for 4 minutes on each side. I just keep my iron moving for 4 minutes with that parchment paper over top of your ink. Okay, so you can do it even if you only have an iron. I just like the heat press because it's super fast. So I'm just gonna set that aside for a minute and then we're gonna pull this one over. All right. So is this not fun, y'all? Is this not fun? This is so fun. So I have 2 of these that I'm going to make in 2 different colors. But today we're just going to do the one color. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to do it in black and teal. And the reason I chose the teal is because I feel like it'll show up okay on here. And I didn't want to do just black. So I'm going to do, let me think. I might just do father figure, or I might just do dad bod. I might do dad bod in teal and the rest in black. I think that's what I'll do because I want that kind of stand out because it's, you know, kind of funny. And I will start at the bottom. And like I said, just be careful. I'm going to grab a couple different squeegees. If you're new here, let me know where you're watching from. I would love to say hey. And if you're not, if you see a red circle around my profile, you'll know you're catching me live. If not, you're catching me on the replay. Welcome to the replay. Also, I'm so glad you're here. You can still interact with me and say hi, or just put replay in the comments. Just let me know you were here. All right, you guys. I already see where I almost got some dry ink. I should have opened that over to the side on this shirt, which if it gets on here, it's probably going to stain. It might not be super strong. I might be able to get most of it out, but it might stain. So just be careful, especially when you're working with black like I am. And just be careful also on your edges. You know, you're getting close to the edge. Just be careful. But other than that, have fun with it. You could do this in any color you wanted. Just make sure you've covered it all. This is really going to stand out on this light blue. I chose Carolina blue for this shirt because we're Carolina fans, especially the person who's going to wear this. Or better wear it. You better wear it. And I know it's Mother's Day on Sunday, you guys, and we need to be focusing on moms. But this sale's going on now, and I didn't want you to miss out on seeing some of these items in action while they're on sale. Plus, it'll give me a head start. I mean, I may do a sign closer to Father's Day, but it gives me a head start on my projects. So I am just putting it on, making sure I've got everything covered, and then pulling off the extra. Okay? And since it's black, I don't think I'm going to have to do more than one coat because I really think it's going to show up perfectly. Just make sure if you can tell if you've missed any areas. And it might seem like I'm grabbing a lot of ink, but I'm really not. I just want to make sure I got good coverage, so I keep going back to my jar. Your jars will, if you decide to get a jar, you know, get a color you think you'll use a lot, like black or just white, and they'll last you a long time. You'll get a lot of projects out of them. You could make this for all the guys and they could all match. You could do a color specific, like the other one that I'm going to do is a different color for the person that I'm giving it to. It's a color he prefers, but it's going to be the same saying. So I definitely will get a picture of them both together with this on, with their shirts on that I made them. Even if they only wear Miss Sleep shirts, I don't care. You know, guy, it all depends on the guy. Sometimes they can be funny about that. All right, now I'm gonna put this aside for a second. Make sure my hands don't have any black on it because I am famous. If you watched yesterday, you saw when I'm working with these darker colors, I'm a hot mess. Man, I got that transfer so clean though. Yesterday, the project, did you guys catch that project yesterday? Where we did that with this, made it look old with the secret ingredient. And I used that navy, it's called Cadet. I used that color. And you guys, it was all over everywhere. But I got it off the transfer really good. It came off really well. I love these new transfers because the way that they're made, the texture of the vinyl, just everything just comes right off. Now this one, I'm gonna have to concentrate a little bit more, you guys, so I apologize for having to look down, but I'm really close to the black. I'm trying not to get the black in there. You could definitely ombre it if you wanted, but I'm trying not to mix them in this particular case. Oh, I got some on my finger. Work at the bottom area first so I can focus, and then I'll oh, I almost went to the black one, y'all. Don't let me do it. Tell me if I'm messing up. You know, it's not the end of the world. And these t-shirts were super inexpensive, but they feel very comfy and soft. So I think that the words Dad Bod do have some distressing in them, so don't be too alarmed. I thought I had missed a spot, but it's just distressing, which is so cool with the silk screen. You can do that. You know, you can't do that with vinyl as easily. So if you can, it's a lot more work. These two colors are dark enough on this, and the font is pretty big on this light blue, that I'm not going to have to go over them twice to get it to stand out. Can't tell if I just did not put, there we go. There we go. I generally suggest when you're working with ink also that you work in kind of one direction, either up and down or left and right, not both. Not that you can't ever go the opposite direction, you just, when you're using it the first time, it sticks so well, I'm not too worried about it. But if you're doing it over and over and over again with ink, and it gets a little less sticky every time, you just don't want to overwork it and take a chance of having a bleed. I keep going over places that look like they're white, and I can't tell if they're me missing it or if it's the, there we go. Okay, that piece is a little kind of wonky. Take that off. Let me know in comments if you've ever inked before. I would love to know. And if you did, what did you ink? Almost done, guys. I'm just moving a little slower because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, I think all that part's covered. I'll put my extra back in. And try to close up your lids because you want to keep your ink moist. I do have a little bit on my finger, so I'm going to make sure I wipe that off because I might accidentally touch someplace. And then we're going to get the last little section in the black. But once this is heat set, you guys, it can be washed and worn and washed and worn and washed and worn, and it will not wear off. And it will not fade. As long as you've heat set it, it will not fade. Ooh, so close to the edge up here. Oh my gosh, I almost got it on there. All right, I need to stop while I'm ahead. Some people will put some painter's tape at the edge to make sure they don't go over. You can do that. All right, here's the magic moment. The magic moment, or peel and reveal. All right, guys, you ready? You see this? Here we go. See if I can get a hold of it over here. Try not to get it on my hands. Now this ink mat I'm using is my older one, and it's not as sticky because I ruined it one of the first times I cleaned it. So the other one I used was my brand new one. And it would hold my fabric down. This one doesn't. So I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to get ink anywhere it's not supposed to be. Oh, goodness. Lay that down. But on the sticky ink mats, it's much easier. So that's why it's even, I mean, you can use cardboard, but it does make it a little bit more challenging to take it off, y'all. Okay. Now, I also want to tell you, normally with ink, we tell you go wash your transfers right away because you don't want the ink to dry in your silk screen. You want to be able to reuse these, right? Especially if you're going to make another shirt or if you want to make a cool sign. But look how awesome that turned out. Isn't that cool, y'all? I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I do love it. So that one's done. I'm going to let that dry. And then I will heat set it, you know, sometime. I wait at least 24 hours, but honestly, I usually pile up several things and then just sit down and do them all at once. So this one is done. I'm going to set it aside now. I'll go back and get it at the end. Let's bring this one back and make sure I don't have any ink anywhere. I'm done with those two colors. So we are actually going to take my little blow dryer. You guys, if I miss your comments, I always go back and check them, so don't worry, because sometimes I can't see them. Sometimes I can't see them. Why is that? There we go. Okay. I'm going to take my little handy dandy craft blow dryer. This is an actual blow dryer, so it's putting out hot heat. And I am just going to dry it a little bit so that I don't, it should be probably pretty dry anyway, but just so that I don't smear it. Because I'm going to use something with a hammer. We're going to make it look more like an actual hammer. Because I can. I have copper and I have shimmer copper and shimmer silver, and I am going to put it in here. I'm going to use a little paintbrush, and we're going to put it in here to make it look like a real hammer. You don't have to. It looks really cool the way it is, but I'm a little extra. I like to go that little extra mile, so hopefully that's going to work out. I just lightly dried that. It should be fine. Yeah, I mean, that feels about dry to me. Okay, so let me see. Let me think about what I'm going to do first. My eye is still having allergy issues. It probably didn't help that I was outside for so much this morning, but that's okay. It was worth it. All right, so that's my shimmer silver. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love my shimmer silver. I'm just going to take a little paintbrush, okay, with the ink on it, and you know, basically you're coloring, right? So just take it inside. You don't have to do this. This is just a little extra step I decided I wanted to take, but you don't have to. That's the cool thing with DIY, is you can do it the way you like it. This would have looked just as fabulous and been just as fun and just all white. The black, I don't know how well the black would have showed up on this darker color, but just gonna touch it. Now, I do not have all of the DAD transfers that are available, so you're going to want to check that link out that has the specials if you don't like either of these and you want to see if there's something else that you do like. There's plenty of time to get it in before Father's Day and get some projects made, but the sale only lasts through May 14th. So what is that, next Monday? I think it's next Monday. You could do this as a sign as well. Or like I said, I think it would look super cute. If you have a handyman or a construction guy in your, I could have done this for my daughter's, I'll ask her. Boyfriend works in construction for his dad's company. I just think it's fun. But you could even put this on their back window of their truck or their van. And you don't have to use ink. You can use ink. And as long as it's a sunny day, it will actually kind of heat set it. And if not, you can use chalk paste and it'll stay on there pretty long. It's pretty durable. I'm not saying it won't ever come off, but it would stay on there pretty good, pretty long. And this is so cute. And you know what? Another idea. I just had another idea. So I've actually made a license plate. In North Carolina, you don't have to have a license plate on the front. You know, a state issued one, so you can do fun stuff. So I actually did one with chalk couture on it. And so what you see, just a light layer. And I just put that on there. I didn't do ink because I did it, it's like a hard plastic, so I knew I couldn't heat set it. So I didn't do ink, but I did chalk, and then I got like a clear cover thing, or you could just spray it with a clear coat, but for my vehicle. So I could do it on a little license plate thing for him. That would be fun too. I'll have to ask my daughter, maybe she'd want me to do that. If not for him, maybe for his dad. Might be fun. I love giving fun gifts. You know, as long as they have a sense of humor, which the person I'm giving this to definitely does. And I'm just not saying because, I mean, there is probably a 99% chance that they nor anyone that's associated with them will actually watch this video or hear it for any of these things I'm making. But on that off chance, I don't want to give it away. Almost done. I'm so glad I got this shimmer copper. I love shimmer stuff anyway, and the fact that we have ink that's shimmer, I love it. We actually have gold as well. Obviously I'm using silver and copper. I'm just using the back end of the paintbrush to kind of clean off some of where I've run over into my handle. I could have probably gotten an even smaller paintbrush for this section, but this is what I had, so. And I know it's shimmer, and you might be saying, but Susan, is a guy really gonna want shimmer? It's not that in your face. It's just kind of fun. Just gives it a fun color. Doesn't that look like a hammer now? I think it looks like a hammer now, so that's pretty cool. All right, all finished, guys. So that's my project ideas for today. So I want to tell you one other thing about ink. Like I said, we have single ink packets. Maybe you say, you know what, I don't really have a transfer I want to do, because any of our transfers work with chalk paste or ink. If I get the lid on here. Any of them will work with chalk paste or ink. Any of our transfers will. But maybe you say, oh, I don't see one I really like. Well, do you see this shirt that I have on? I love Dolly Parton. She just stands for so many, many, many good things. I just love her. And so, of course, I wanted to have some kind of shirt that had her on it. I think I have another one too. But this one, I really liked it, but I have to say it's a little plain. Now, you know, the monochromatic is not bad, but it's a little plain for me. I'm probably going to take one of my inks and I'm going to actually like at least do her hair. I might not do anything else, but I might do her hair in one of the colors. So you could even just take a paintbrush and take one of your inks and paint in a shirt you might already have that doesn't have any color to it. Maybe it's a black and white like this. There's lots of things you can do with ink. Maybe you like to, you could take a Sharpie or a fabric marker and draw something on a some design. Maybe you're an artist, or maybe you just have a certain design that you like, or you like to write letters a certain way. You could do that on a bag, a pillow, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, some kind of fabric, and then you could use the ink and the paintbrush like I just did to kind of paint inside the lines and make it more colorful. So I just wanted to let you know, just think outside the box sometimes, and you might come up with a fun idea to create something that nobody else has created. Well, it's definitely going to be something no one else has created, because every time we all sit down, we could all sit down and do this and it wouldn't be the exact same, right? So have fun with it. Have fun with creating. I hope this inspired you or encouraged you to try something new, or maybe it just entertained you. I don't know. But either way, I'm so thankful to be able to do this for a living, and I get to bring it to you guys. It brings me joy to be able to do that. And these are the 2 shirts we did today. But there are many, many more options. These are just a couple that are in the 50% off right now. But I am so happy that I get to come on and share that with you. And thank you for letting me come into your world for a little while and share it. If you wouldn't mind sprinkling, hit that heart button. Come back and see me the next time I do a project. I do have a Telegram channel. If you want to subscribe to that, it's free. And I give notifications before I'm getting ready to go on, because I'm never quite sure what time I'm going to be able to go on. But anyway, thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. And until I see you next time, be safe, be healthy, and be blessed. Bye, guys.